Greetings, this is Paul the Pope from paulthepope.com. Today's topic, trend update, Russian missile tests, and Russian residents called home to the motherland. And today is October 12, 2016. What I've got here is a map pretty much of Asia. Main points we want to focus on would be this area over here. So here in the center we have Russia. The pointer is Plesetsk Cosmodrome, and then there is the little region here just north of Poland. See, it's circling, the cursor is circling it. North of Poland is Kaliningrad. Then we're going to go to the far east of the map. We have the Sea of Okhotsk, and then we have, just to the east of the Sea of Okhotsk, Kamchatka Peninsula, and then the Barents Sea back all the way to the north and to the west of the map. And there's a lot going on, and this was all today. Russia did all of this stuff today. Scripture reference Matthew 24 verses 7 through 8a, and I hear, and you will hear, of wars and rumors of wars. See that you not be alarmed, for these things must take place, but the end is not yet. For nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. So my first comment, are we in that time? I have no idea. But you got to admit, with the things going on, there's war all over the planet, and we got the big boys here wanting to go scrap with each other between Russia and the United States. And it's escalating. October 9, and we're going to zoom in here. This is Kaliningrad right here. Here is Kaliningrad. Follow the cursor. To the south is Poland. To the north and a little bit to the east is Lithuania. Here's Belarus. And this is the Russian border over here to the far east of the map. Now this little area of Kaliningrad is technically part of Russia. October 9, 2016, Russia deploys nuclear missiles to Kaliningrad. And again, this is the most western region of Russia. And the missile system that they deployed has a range of about 440 miles, which means Berlin, Germany, can be reached. So if you just draw like a little loop, so they can reach from Kaliningrad right here off the Baltic Sea. They can reach pretty much this whole range right here, which would include part of Germany, maybe part of the Czech Republic. The Ukraine's definitely in play, and so is Belarus. To the north, I think that would include Finland, Sweden, Norway, Denmark, and then of course Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania would be in reach as well. So pretty much the northern part of NATO could be reached by nuclear missiles, which they have deployed. It's also should be noted, Finland, Sweden, Estonia, Latvia, they are reporting airspace violations by the Russian Air Force. So there's a lot going on just right here, and this has happened in the last 3 days, again on October 9th, today being the 12th. There is a link provided, bbc.com, and again this stuff is being reported all over Europe. Sputnik News out of Russia, the Indian Express out of India, and our mainstream press here in the United States is silent. They have nothing to say about it. They're too busy chasing the smut of the election. October 12, today, Russia has ordered all citizens abroad to return to the motherland. Now this includes administration staff, regional administrators, lawmakers of all levels, and employees of public cooperations. Families and their children are to return to Russia immediately. Children are to be taken out of schools and re-enrolled at home in Russia. And it's also been advised that citizens who do not follow these orders will have their future employment prospects severely impaired. And for good measure, Putin's putting his money where his mouth is, and he canceled a trip to France today as well. And this is per The Sun. Also, Zero Hedge is the first place I saw this, zerohedge.com. Again, links will be provided if you want to get into detail on these things. Now, also today, Russia test-fired 3 intercontinental ballistic missiles, or ICBMs. And we need to back this out. And when you look at what they did, this is pretty impressive. Now, the first missile was launched from the Plesetsk Space Center, and that's where the red cursor or pointer is, and it's located. It's pretty much due north of Moscow, about 400 miles. So the missile that they launched from the Cosmodrome has a range of about 6,125 miles. And it can carry a nuclear warhead with a yield of up to 550 kilotons. Now this thing, when they launched it from the north and west part of Russia, it was launched clear across the entire country of Russia to this peninsula over here in the east, in the northern Pacific Ocean, and this is the Kamchatka Peninsula. So they launched something here from the Cosmodrome in the north and the west, all the way across the country, and hit a target over here on this peninsula. And that's per SputnikNews.com. Okay, now a second missile was fired from a submerged nuclear submarine up here in the Barents Sea. Now this is north of the Cosmodrome, but this is like in the off the northwest shore of Russia. The submarine was on duty as a part of the Northern Fleet in the Barents Sea. This missile also targeted the Kura testing range in the Kamchatka Peninsula. So again, they fired something from the Barents Sea in the northwest, clear across the country, and hit a target over here in the northern Pacific, off the Sea of Okhotsk. That reference is also from SputnikNews.com. A link will be provided as well. A third missile was launched from a submarine in the Sea of Okhotsk, and it's located just west of the peninsula, and here's Japan, so it's just north of Japan. This submarine is part of the Pacific Fleet in the Pacific Ocean, and the target of this missile was the Kaliningrad Peninsula, which is clear back up here in the north and the west of Russia. And there is a missile range up here on the northern tip of the Kaliningrad Peninsula, specifically Cape Kanigne, on the northern tip. And this was out of the IndianExpress.com. RT.com later issued an article within the last hour or so, and it's an excellent overview of all the things that they have done with their missile tests. And the quote from the Russian Defense Ministry, all this information is from the Russian Defense Ministry. It says ballistic tests, quote, confirm the effectiveness of command and control of the naval strategic nuclear forces. So they feel like they're pretty comfortable with what they demonstrated today. Also, we need to remember just October 4 through 7 of 2016, Russia conducted a civil and military exercise where they had a preparedness drill, which appears to be in preparation for nuclear war. 40 million people were put in underground bunkers, 200,000 plus emergency service personnel participated, 50,000 pieces of equipment were utilized as well. So, and Russia claims they can shelter all 12 million citizens of Moscow in bunkers in case of nuclear war. So they're clearly building towards something. And the one thing that is kind of interesting, in light of Scripture and prophecy, and again, am I saying that this is the time, these are the things that Jesus referred to? No, I'm not. You need to do your own homework on that, come to those conclusions. But there is a prophecy in Zechariah 14:12, and it says, and this shall be the plague with which the Lord will strike all the peoples that wage war against Jerusalem. Their flesh will rot while they are standing on their feet. Their eyes will rot in their sockets, and their tongues will rot in their mouth. I mean, so it's an instantaneous judgment. Flesh rots while they're standing on their feet. So you're standing there and your flesh rots, your eyes rot, your tongues rot. You know, just tissue rots standing still. But anyway, take that for what you want. Do your own homework. Russia's clearly interested in something, preparing for something, or if not, we're playing one big game of poker. Either way, it bears our attention. If you're interested in these things, please feel free to check out paulthepoke.com. Keywords: trend update, Russia, Putin, Motherland, Ezekiel 38:39. Thanks for listening. Take care.